In Forever Your Maternal Animal, after years studying in Europe, Elsa returns to Costa Rica to reunite with her family. She finds her younger sister living alone in the family home, growing increasingly distant and reclusive, as if slipping into a world of her own. Their parents, meanwhile, are absorbed in their own lives. Her father drifts through a series of affairs, while her mother is immersed in republishing the erotic poems of her youth, neither fully grasping the urgency of this situation. Elsa's return draws the three women into a confrontation with what still binds them, despite everything. Forever Your Maternal Animal is directed by Valentina Morel, and this film is her second feature after I Have Electric Dreams from 2022, and Forever Your Maternal Animal just debuted at the 2026 Cannes Film Festival. Forever Your Maternal Animal is a pretty impressive sophomore feature from director Valentina Morel. I did like this film for the most part. There is one issue, basically just one issue I had with this film that kept me from fully engaging with this film, but for the most part I found this a pretty interesting, engaging drama from Costa Rica. In Forever Your Maternal Animal, Elsa, played by Daniela Maria Navarro, she has been living in Belgium for several years. She's studying with her boyfriend, and she goes back to Costa Rica to see her family. And when she gets back to Costa Rica, she goes to the family home, and her younger sister, who's about 20 years old, she's dropped out of university, and she's living by herself. And when she goes to the family home, she's changed the locks, and there's no electricity, and it's basically a pigsty. She hasn't cleaned the house, and they have like a regular cleaner who wants to come to the house, but she can't get in because the locks are changed. So her older sister also is a little bit concerned about her younger sister. And her younger sister, Amalia, played by Marianjo Vileches, she is, as I say, she's 20 years old. She has some like mental health issues, and like sometimes throughout this film she seems like pretty normal, but sometimes she seems like a little bit out there. Especially when she goes out in public, she just has certain outbursts sometimes. And when she's in the family home, she just has she starts hanging out with some like losers, some like unemployed type people. She has like a boyfriend who's quite a bit older than her, and he stays at the family home, and he has some like dogs. His dog is like a dog breeder. And in Forever Your Maternal Animal, Elsa is kind of like, as for us as a viewer, she's basically a vessel for us throughout the film to see the other characters throughout this film. So there's Amalia, she's in the family home, and we get to, every time Elsa and the parents visit her in the family home, we get to see her, how she's going in the family home. And then there's the mother, played by Marina de Troviva, and she has just been offered she used to be a writer before she had kids, and she's just been offered to republish some of her poetry from her youth. And then there's the father, Renato, played by Renato Amian Gutierrez, and the parents have been divorced for a while. And the father, I'm not sure what he does, but he's basically jumped from relationship with young women. And I think now that the kids are all growing up, they basically use this opportunity to go get their youth back and get their lives back. They don't have to worry about the kids anymore. They can move on with their lives, and they basically their daughters Amalia and Elsa have basically an afterthought. And when Elsa comes back to Costa Rica and sees that the sister Amalia is not doing too well for herself, the parents don't seem to be too concerned. And Elsa is not just a vessel for us as a viewer into the family and all the members of this family's lives. It's also a vessel for us as Costa Rica in this specific time. I think what was refreshing for me about this film, Forever Your Maternal Animal, I think there's no character arcs in this film, and sometimes a character arc can seem quite obvious to us as a viewer as the film goes on. But in this film, we visit these characters at the beginning of the film, and at the end of the film, they haven't really changed that much. We get a sense of who they are, and even the mother says in the final stages of the film, it's okay. Everybody has a different path in life. Not everybody has to go to university. Not everybody has to have a big success. Everybody can live their lives the way they want to live it. And I just found that quite refreshing, that these characters pretty much said the same throughout the whole film. And at the end of the film, we get, because all the characters in this film, they're at a crossroads in their life. They're in a specific time in their lives that they could go either way, and they have some troubles in their lives, and that was quite refreshing to see them, that even though they don't have to, not every character in every film has to evolve as the film goes on. But the main issue I have with this film is the main character Elsa, played by Daniela Marin Navarro. She gives a good performance, but the problem is she is the least interesting character in this film. We don't really get to know a lot about her. We do get a sense that there's some issues in her life. Maybe there's some issues with her boyfriend back in Belgium, or her life in Belgium. And her mother in this film tries to talk to her about this film, but she kind of just pushes her away, and she kind of pushes the viewer away as well in this film. And I found the other characters in the film, the characterization of the characters much richer than Elsa's character in this film. And we do spend mostly, at least half the film, with this Elsa character. So I would have liked her character to be a little bit more fleshed out in this film, because we do get a sense of that something is troubling her, but we never really find out what that is. So I did find her character probably the least interesting in this film. I give Forever Your Maternal Animal 3 stars out of 5. This is a pretty interesting sophomore feature from director Valentina Morel. I really liked the way that the central character Elsa is used as a vessel for us as a viewer, as the current state of Costa Rica, and also Elsa's family in this film. Every member of this family is at a crossroads in their lives, and this film does a great job exploring that. And I really like the characters, that there's no character arcs, really get a feel of who they are in this film. And even at the end of the film, by the end of the film, we get a strong sense of who they are. But I did have one main issue of this film, in the main character Elsa is probably the least interesting character in this film. I kind of wish her characterization was a little bit more fleshed out, but I do still recommend checking out this film, Forever Your Maternal Animal. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Forever Your Maternal Animal? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.